What's going on, everybody? It's Glenn for the latest news, and I wanted to talk a lot about Michael Jackson. This is gonna be one of my longest projects. I wanted to make sure I do it right for you guys. Shout out to my real supporters, my new supporters. Um, I I just want to know, do you guys feel like Michael is dead or he's alive? I don't know. I feel like he's still alive. It's been too many pinpoints proving that he was alive, but then again, there's some people feel like he's dead. But then again, there's other people that feel like me also. Mike he definitely supposedly had a lot of lookalikes. He had a lot of doubles. His appearance changed dramatically so much. So much. Got taller, shorter, everything. Here's the interview.
I can show you a step or two, but I'm a little rusty right now. A little
I
rusty.
had to add this in there. But I think somebody edited the funny one because he's not saying no word, but it's still funny.
That's the moonwalk. Wait, did you catch it from the sideways? Got to turn sideways? Are you from the front? Yeah, we got you from the sideways. Okay, just show me slow motion. Could you show me slow motion? Wait. It's like, it's pushing and then there's, it's mainly like a popping type of thing. Well, sorry. I saw it live. I saw it live.
You can just talk about Michael. He was
I want you to sing
happy
something
that
a
he's
cappella for me if you can.
Oh,
No.
What could I sing?
Who is it? You know, that whole, do that little beat thing. Since we're here in the theater.
Oh boy. What could I sing?
Who is it? Where did that he thing come from? It just comes out of singing. Wait.
nuts.
I gave my money, I gave my time, I gave her everything in life one heart could find. It doesn't seem to matter and it doesn't seem right, but the will is right, no fortune still I cry alone and don't you judge over my composure, cause I'm bothered every day. And she didn't leave a letter, she just up and ran away.
Getting busy.
Ow!
Fabulous. I mean, you wanted me to do it.
I like you very much.
I get embarrassed.
Thank you
I'm
very
sorry
much
I get
I got some more gems here also that, you guys might find interesting. Like some more pinpoints. Because, I don't know, something seems weird. It's just, he's a big star, and next gem I got is even more crazy. Check this out.
First of all, anyway, first let me say, I really don't like to talk that much. I really don't. I prefer to perform than talk, but let me just say this. The tradition of great performers and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson, to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though, you know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end, because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony, being being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them.
Yeah!
We can't let them get away with what they're trying to do, because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent. Owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Say it, Michael! Tell the story!
But, so, the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. Thank you. I love Unbreakable. You know. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
Respect!
I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
Please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Oh! Michael is getting gangster today! Yeah.
Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so bad I had to hold her. And she said to me that This is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil, and she doesn't trust him. And he is a horrible human being. And we have to continue our drive until he's terminated.
Oh! There you go!
We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't. I just want you to know I appreciate everything you've done. You've been amazing. You're so loyal, Diana. Everybody, Waldo, all the people here, I love you all. You've been amazing.
Thank you!
I love you. But still, I promise you, the best is yet.
Wow, talk about bombshell. Yeah, that definitely made him walk for his demise. Allegedly. Everything is allegedly, and just based research and opinion. I got some more gems here for you guys. You know, about, from the day he died, and possibly a day after his tour. The This Is It tour is another sign of, and look how different he looks here.
You have waited long enough. 750 million album sales,
so
13 Grammys. London welcomes
a lot of people that,
the King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. This guy. Look how he's walking. You know how Michael walked. I don't know. I could be wrong, but he definitely had doubles and lookalikes. Ain't no denying that.
I love you so much.
Thank you all. This is it. But I just want to say that these will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it. Because I'll be performing the songs my fans want to hear. This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call. Okay? And I'll see you in July.
And I love you. I really do. You have to know that. I love you so much. Really. From the bottom of my heart. This is it. And see you in July.
If it was him. Yeah. He looked concerned. Like, he said he paused. He knew what was up. Mike knew what was up. That's why I feel like he had to get out of Dodge. He had the money, you know. Got some more gym, you know, the day he passed. Whatever. I'm gonna point something out to you guys. I want y'all to bear with me. Yeah. I don't want to make it seem like I'm capping or nothing like that, but it's just from what I see, what I noticed, and what I've seen. I'll start looking in, analyzing the video, you know. So, you guys, you know, you could be the judge yourselves, you know. For the next clip, that's about to come, you know, the day he died. You know, it's the day he died. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just too many rabbit holes, you know. You guys be the judge. I'm pointing something out to you guys.
BBC Newsflash. It's being reported in America that the pop star Michael Jackson has died. The singer was rushed to hospital in Los Angeles earlier this evening. He was taken to UCLA Medical Center in the city. The LA Times and entertainment websites are reporting that he died following a cardiac arrest.
You see the ambulance truck, right? Red ambulance truck. Oh, yeah. Red ambulance truck. You know, backing out Michael's own mansion. Right? And that's what we see. He's supposed to be in there. Right? So, tell me, right? Let's get in there.
Again, as we show live pictures from the UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles, again, NBC News reporting that Michael Jackson has died, 50 years old, from Gary, Indiana.
That's all I want to know. But they showed they showed the ambulance backing out it's a mansion, so.
This is a Fox News alert continuing our special coverage of the tragic news of the death of the king of pop. We're monitoring who is this one of the brothers, which brother? Randy Jackson. Let's listen.
This is hard. My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m.
Look, and told he got that's a whole nother different ambulance. That's not the ambulance they showed backing out the mansion. The ambulance backing out the mansion was red. Like, what? See, that's what, I don't know. So what I don't know. They used 2 ambulance trucks to get, but they used 1 ambulance truck to drive to that ambulance truck for him to get airlifted.
By the way, we are now showing the body has left the helicopter that's going into the vehicle that will take it to the coroner's office.
Like his body moved a little bit too in there. I don't know if I don't want to try to feel like I'm reaching, but
Shocking news from Los Angeles tonight. NBC News has confirmed pop superstar Michael Jackson is dead at the age of 50. Every American generation has its icons in the world of entertainment. Michael Jackson has been one of the best-known stars on this planet for the last several decades. On this night, when we were preparing a remembrance of Farrah Fawcett, suddenly word arrived from Southern California that Jackson had been rushed to the hospital. There were grave reports about his condition, and now this, confirmation tonight that he has died.
Like I said, Mike he had money. Nothing will surprise me. I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same, you know. I also got something else to show you guys. And I know I ain't bugging. And I know I ain't tripping. Check this out.
Night after this untimely passing, longtime Michael Jackson friend attending the funeral. And Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person through changing my name.
We'll find out how Michael helped you, but Miko, is that a typical story of Michael helping people like this?
Absolutely. When he would hear about stories of people in need or needed help, and when we watched the news together, he'd reach out to them, send them a basket, send them a note, get well, or whatever the incident would be, and he'd always reach out to people and help people. Even driving around town, he'd stop and help people.
How did he find out about you, Dave?
He heard about me, and he had contacted me and wanted to meet me.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim back and forth from surgery.
And what did he do for you?
Well, basically, he befriended me. He took me into his life, which is very rare for Michael to do. But he opened up his arms to me and accepted me as a very good friend of his. And throughout the years, he never let me go.
I believe that's the hearse carrying the body into Forest Lawn. He will be interred. It looks like a beautiful place to have for him, Miko.
It's very nice. It's very nice compound.
Yeah, we're going to be showing you a close-up of that. That is Forest Lawn. Were you surprised, Dave, to hear from him when you were 7?
Oh, it's a very interesting story, Larry. It was kind of the visit to his Encino house was very impromptu, and it was kept a secret by my mother. And I had always been kind of a admirer of his, not a fan per se, but I always loved his music. And my mother surprised me one day and brought me up to Neverland. And I entered an arcade, And there were all these Paul McCartney records all over this, The Girl Is Mine, and, you know, this and that. And I remember sitting down, and at the time, my favorite video game was Pole Position. And I was playing Pole Position, and I felt a little tap on my shoulder, and I turned around, and there was Michael. And you know what, Larry?
What?
At that moment, we embraced, and that embrace never ended throughout our whole entire friendship.
Dave, what don't we know about him we should know?
Well, I believe what people fail to realize is that Michael was a human being. Throughout the years, I think he was kind of stigmatized by the media, and I believe that wasn't really helpful to him or to anybody around him. I believe that Michael was a great person. He has never hurt a soul, and I am happy to have been his friend for all these years and been a dedicated friend.
Amico, how do you explain what Michael did for Dave?
That's just the kind of human being he was. He's very loving, caring. He loved Dave from the day he met him. They became friends. Michael helped him through the years, and that's the kind of person Michael was. I mean, he loved a lot of people. He'll be missed and loved by a lot of people.
Did he pay for a lot of your medicals?
Actually, he did not pay for my medical. My mother had great insurance at the time.
So what did he do?
Michael offered a lot of emotional support for me. He was there for me whenever I needed to talk to him. He opened up Neverland to me as a means to get away. Metaphorically, he was almost like a father that I never had.
Huh. Well said.
That was Mike, man. Ain't no fool, man. Oh, man. Now, remember that name, Dave, that I said, right? That was a guy named Dave. Dave. First of all, he got two first names he got two first names as the last name and the first name. Like, what? But that's a different story. But yeah, but remember that name, Dave. I also got another gem for you guys. Yeah, I ain't playing around. Yeah, I ain't playing around. Listen to what my boy Akon had to say.
But it's facing backwards. So I walk in the room, and his back is turned. And the guard says, "Here's Mike's, Akon's here." So he just spins around, and just, like it was all choreographed, right? So off top, I'm like, oh boy. You know what I mean? As soon as he turns around, gets up, "Yo, what up, man?" I was like, "What up, Mike?" And he gave me a pound. We hugged each other. He said, "Yo, man, I've been waiting to meet you for so long, man. This is a great honor. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for making the time." And in my mind, I'm like, no, I should be thanking you right now for making the time, But it was the craziest thing, because we sat down, we talked about Africa, we talked about my foundation, we talked about the music, we talked about girls. Like, we had a great, incredible time that day. I love movies. He was a moviegoer. He loves movies as well. And he was like, "Yo, man, I got to take you to this theater. This new technology they got. It's like 4D." Comes and hands us the tickets. We're all seated. So as we, talking, sometimes I forget that he's supposed to be in this disguise, And I keep calling him Mike. Right? And this little girl hears it. She's like, and she looks over, and I think she recognized him. Like, I really think she did. So then when I realized she was peeping, then I start calling him Dave. But she wasn't stupid. So she runs up, full speed, goes all the way to the top of the theater. And I see her whisper. And I look up, and the girl's just pointing. And I know she's not pointing at me. Like, I didn't know this. And I think he kind of felt it, too. So right before the movie was over, we just all got up and started walking out. But by the time we got to the car, everybody in that place knew that possibly that could have been him. It was this.
listen to what his sister had
Because
to say.
that's how well trained I was. That's how much fear he had instilled in me.
LaToya Gordon took everything, her passport, her bank account, and then he beat her regularly.
And action! Spark! LaToya!
LaToya says he forced her to pose for Playboy and appear in several pornographic videos.
Barbara, I was just like just right there. And you to do what I say, I tell you what to do. I'm your puppeteer. I pull the strings and you act. And guess what? I did it, Barbara. I didn't know any better. I was too afraid because he promised if I did anything out of the ordinary that he would kill me.
Mike, I had to
He said, and if you don't believe me, I will do it to your brother as well. And I believed him. I had no reason not to.
And these kids are going to be scarred for the rest of their life.
During the time of your marriage, you accused Michael of being a pedophile.
Yes.
But I cannot, and I will not, be a silent collaborator of his crimes.
Gordon gave me this piece of paper and he says, read this. He goes, you better say this. You say this.
Jack Gordon forced you to say that your brother was a pedophile. Did you think he was?
No, I did not. The courts have proven that too as well.
Why did Jack Gordon want you to say that your brother was a pedophile?
He had this hatred towards my brother that I can never explain to you why it was.
Just to make things very clear, you recanted your accusation. Are you sure today that your brother never had any undue relationship with a child?
Barbara, Michael is not. He is not.
He is not a pedophile.
No, he's not.
There is a book out that suggests that Michael was gay. Do you think he was?
No, absolutely not.
You think he liked women?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
After 9 years, LaToya says she finally found the courage to leave Gordon and reunite with her brothers and sisters. You have said that what you went through with Jack Gordon made you understand things that were happening to Michael. Explain.
Barbara, what I went through with Jack Gordon, him controlling me, controlling my entire life, you must remember, everybody in that circle that I was with, the security that I had were the security that he hired. The girls that worked for me were the girls that he hired. He controlled everything I did, I said, everything. So, as a result, I knew that Michael was going through the same thing that I was going through.
When we come back, LaToya's accusations of conspiracy and murder.
I knew something terrible would happen at the end, not to mention the fact that Michael constantly told me, LaToya, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me.
When LaToya looks at video of her brother, she not only sees him, but she sees the people surrounding him, who she says did him harm. She has made accusations about a shadowy entourage that she believes contributed to his death.
I knew Michael was surrounded by people that positioned themselves in his life, positioned themselves to control and take advantage of him. And that's what bothered me more than anything else, because I knew something terrible would happen at the end, not to mention the fact that Michael constantly told me, LaToya, if I die, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me. He would tell me that, Barbara. When I found out he had actually passed, I said, no, it wasn't an accident. He was murdered.
Your brother was murdered.
I always believed that from day one, when I found out that he was no longer with us. I said, I'm not going to accept anything else, Barbara. They could have told me a heart attack. They could have told me he had fallen off a ladder, and I would have said, no, it's not a heart attack. He was murdered. Did he fall off a ladder? No, he was murdered.
Who murdered your brother?
I don't know exactly who. I think there are more players involved than we know. This is just my opinion. This is what I feel. I know what Michael was afraid of. I know that when you're in a position...
What was he afraid of?
He was afraid of his life. He would say, I'm afraid of my life. I'm afraid they're going to assassinate me. I'm afraid they're going to kill me. He would always say that, Barbara.
LaToya said that Michael was murdered by people who would benefit financially from his death, but she never made it clear who she believes was involved or how they would profit. Will you name names?
I think within time it just might come out and people will know.
LaToya, wouldn't the family also, as heartbroken as they are, also profit from Michael's death? You know, things that come in the future, movies, recordings, memorabilia.
I think the family's concern at the moment really is getting his estate to make sure everything is being paid for, the debts are taken care of, and things of that nature. And then making sure the kids are set, his children are set. But I understand your point, but I think that's what's most important.
We now know that Michael Jackson died of a fatal combination of drugs, including the powerful anesthetic propofol, which was administered by this man. Did Dr. Conrad Murray
He was a cover-up.
murder your brother?
And you don't hear nothing about the doctor
Barbara,
now.
something went wrong.
It has been reported that Michael's eldest son, Prince, was summoned by Dr. Murray to help resuscitate Michael, Prince's own father. That must have been a terrible experience for him. Is it true?
Yes, he did call Prince. He watched him do this, Barbara, and you don't do that to a child. You don't do that to a child, especially when you knew, prior to asking that child to come up, that Michael was no longer alive.
You feel that Michael was dead long before he went to the hospital?
Oh, yes.
Dr. Murray has denied any wrongdoing in connection with Jackson's death. LaToya, you signed the death certificate.
Yes, I did. The doctor wouldn't sign it.
Dr. Conrad Murray would not sign the death certificate?
No.
Did you find that strange?
Everyone did.
Late in the night of Michael's death, LaToya went to his home, where she found an intravenous drip stand beside the bed Jackson had been in, and oxygen canisters lining. She has been accused of taking cash, jewelry, and other personal possessions, a charge she denies. She says her brother usually kept millions in cash and jewelry at his, but it was nowhere to be found. She believes it was stolen.
I didn't get to the house until, I think it was 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. So that entire day went by, it was over 12 hours. Michael's house was like it was ransacked when we got there. I said, who did this? And I asked security, I said, who did this? And he goes,
LaToya has also been accused of taking hard drives from her brother's home containing more than 100 unreleased Michael Jackson songs.
No, I did not take Michael's hard drive.
Who has these unreleased songs?
I don't know.
You took no personal possessions, you took no jewelry, you took no money?
No.
From the very beginning, LaToya has said that Michael Jackson was murdered.
It's murder. I think someone did it. That's my opinion.
But it wasn't until 2 weeks ago that the Los Angeles County coroner backed up her claim, ruling the death a homicide, although not necessarily premeditated murder. The LAPD is continuing to investigate Conrad Murray, as well as other doctors known to have prescribed narcotics to Jackson. Do you blame Dr. Murray?
Barbara, I blame any and everybody who was instrumental in Michael's life, providing him with drugs, because it was wrong.
Your brother was a wonderful and sweet person, you say, but he was a drug addict.
Barbara,
he had 8 brothers and sisters. Couldn't anybody help him? Couldn't anybody intervene? Couldn't anybody do anything?
We tried many, many times to intervene, and we were kept away. My father tried more than anybody else. He would go almost every week and try to intervene.
Michael was a grown man. Does he bear no responsibility? Your brother asked for these injections.
Barbara, I can ask you for $1 billion, but you'll say, no, LaToya, I'm not giving it to you. They're doctors. This is going against their license, Barbara. You don't do things like that.
Michael hired his doctors himself.
That's what we've been told. We don't know that to be sure, do we?
What's the alternative?
That someone else around Michael hired those doctors. And I've been told that over and over and over again.
LaToya would not provide details, saying she doesn't want to hinder the ongoing investigation. If Jackson would...
You guys let me know what you think. I hope this information was helpful to you to understand where I was coming from with this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and always base your opinion. Stay blessed.